Hello and welcome to the season's first episode of the Drew Roff Show alongside Purdue soccer head coach Drew Roff and redshirt junior forward Sarah Griffith. I'm team's communication director Charlie Healy. Drew, Sarah, how's it going today?
Good. Doing great. How are you, Charlie?
Good, thanks. You know, we're here at the halfway point of the season. Team is 3-3, coming off a pair of shutout victories last Monday at Wisconsin 2-0 and here at home against Northwestern 1-0. Drew, as you look at the team after 6 matches, what are your overall thoughts?
Well, I think the good news is we've continued to improve and make progress each week. You know, I think the team that's played the last couple matches versus Wisconsin and Northwestern looks a lot different than the team that started out against Illinois. And that's, as a coach, you try to control what you can. And as we know, results sometimes are not in our control. Of course, we're trying to get the result every time, but you just have to look at performance and the quality of play and the effort and things like that. And last 2 matches have been our best, so that's really exciting. And unfortunately, the results have shown that with 2 wins against 2 real quality teams. So really feel good about that. I think learned from some of our mistakes. Players have really put in the time watching film and getting after it on the training field. So those are the things you look for, because you want to peak when the games mean the most, which is these next few weeks, and obviously hopefully postseason run and things like that. So just want to continue to get better. And I think the players have gotten closer over that time, after a couple road trips and things, and obviously bonding on the field when you come together and you really work hard and fight for each other and play well together. Get some good results. It's always a great way to bond. So close group, great group, and it's just exciting to see them continue to try to play to that high standard every time. So it's gone well. We're very happy with where we're at, and look forward to performing even better here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And Sarah, I think everything sort of came together with that Wisconsin match on Monday. 90 minutes of complete soccer. You guys really didn't take a minute off, it seemed like, and really came out from the opening whistle. What was the team's mentality in the locker room coming into that match? And you're facing the defending Big Ten champions who you beat last year in the tournament, to make the semifinals. What was the approach as you guys were going through things as a team beforehand?
I think we came into that game just wanting to play for each other, stepping up for each other if things are going wrong, and keep it going if things are going right. So, as our season grows, that was definitely an important game for us, and it showed that we're getting stronger and we're learning more every single game. And I just think that game, people stepped up into their strongest moments, and it showed with the Northwestern game too. And I think everyone's getting stronger and stepping up in the most important time of the season.
Yeah, you definitely saw. You talked about that Northwestern match. You follow it up with the 1-0 when you found a way to win. And Drew, I think what I took away from that post game, you were talking to the team. You said good teams find a way to win that match, and I think that was really true on Saturday. You were able to fight and find that way and find that winning goal. What sort of change has something changed in the last couple matches in terms of the team just being able to find that win, or what's been different?
Well, yeah, I think, as I told the team in the Big Ten, there's those days like the Wisconsin match where I just felt start to finish, we're just really, really playing well and everything was working, and we got the early goals, which builds a lot of confidence. But a lot of Big Ten games, they don't always go, follow that script. And we didn't get the early goal, and nobody had, a goal before halftime, obviously. So those are those games you have to just stick with it and just know that, as long as we defend well and we're organized, we felt that, we could, continue to have the shutout. But the question is, against a very tough defensive team is where we're going to create that goal. At some point, you as I mentioned in the interview, back of your mind, you're kind of thinking, okay, neither team is creating a lot of clear-cut chances. Is this one of those, 0-0 games? But it was going to take one moment, one moment of someone stepping up and making that play. And obviously we have players that are capable of doing that. And Griff obviously came through with a fantastic finish, but I just feel like, to win those close games is the difference between a really good season and just a decent season. You're going to have maybe 3 or 4 of those in a Big Ten season where it could really go either way, and both teams, maybe are deserving. And it's what happens inside those 8 teams that is so crucial. So I think it's just, that mentality of being confident and knowing that, no matter what challenges you have, we play a full 90 minutes and we stay locked in for that period of time. There's a good chance that, the result will be what we want. So I just liked our team's composure. I felt like we improved in the second half. I think little things, details that maybe were missing the first half, we brought in the second half. So we were very deserving, I think, the way we competed and the way we played. But I think this team just has a confidence about them and just an understanding that, that we can play with anyone. It's just, focus on the task at hand and don't get too caught up in, things you can't control. And eventually, we feel like we'll find a way to get it done. And that's just a change that, I think is more mental than anything. And we have an experienced group and we have, great leadership from our captains. And, we believe that, we're going to be successful. So I think that mindset is really something that, it's just, it comes about kind of organically. It comes through hard work. You can't just, tell your team to have it. So when you have a team that has that belief and that confidence and that ability, then, that's opens the door to be able to do some big things.
Definitely. And two of those captains were the 2 that connected on that goal on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, you scored from a great pass from Maya Lambert. And what stood out to me as I watched it unfold is you took a couple touches inside the box and scored. But the minute that ball went in the net, you made a beeline to your teammate and roommate, Maya Lambert, and acknowledged her for setting you up with that beautiful pass. Can you walk us through that goal and when from that pass you knew it was coming directly to you, and when you knew you had a chance to score? What was going through your mind as that ball was coming through the air towards you?
I think Mo had just made a huge save out of back, and we were just kind of developing through a back line. I know Maya can hit that ball. We've played together for so long, and she has it down so well. So I just kind of stayed ready on the outside of that player and waited. And once it got through their center back, I just made a beeline to the goal and tried taking my touches somewhat to the goal, and then just slotting it, staying calm, hitting it low. And then right after, I was just so excited because Maya and I have worked on that for so long, and it was something we have been working on really hard. So it was just exciting to be able to celebrate with her because I know she's been working so hard. So
Yeah, it is definitely a fun goal to see, and the reaction, in the 74th minute, you guys are searching for that goal and to be able to break through and take that 1-0 lead. But you also brought up a great point. Marissa Bova, our junior goalkeeper, made a fantastic save, and she made a couple good stops on Saturday. But I think in both matches, she just had 2 goals, and that I think is a testament to the great defense that's been played. And I know you're on the front line playing forward, but do you guys take pride in this fact that Wisconsin and Northwestern, you both handed them their first shutouts of the year?
Oh yeah, our back line is our foundation. They really keep us in games, and we trust them. They're also talented and composed, and they're really our first line to get the game going. And we're just so happy that they've had shutouts because they deserve it, and they've been working so hard to get them. So, and Mo has come up so big and kind of stepped into a huge role, and they all really have stepped up into their positions. And yep.
And Drew, what have you seen from the defense? A couple, they get their after 9 shutouts last year. It takes them a couple games to get the first clean sheet in 2021, but they're still they made it work, and they've turned into great performances. What have you seen from that group?
Yeah, well, I think it's just that chemistry of them working together. You need to be really good individually, but also collectively. And I think, now they just have a trust amongst each other that, when you trust who's next to you and you understand, what type of, movements they're going to, make and things, you can play a little bit more aggressively because, you have that cover and, you have that help. So I see a group that's, being proactive defensively. not reactive, and I think that's a huge difference. I think to shut out teams, you can kind of maybe park the bus and just kind of really sit in and try to defend. But what's great about this group is we've been able to attack and play on the front foot, but they're defending aggressively, and they're doing that, and at the same time, not giving up a lot of space in behind. It's hard sometimes to be aggressive and keep a higher line, but yet not get exposed in the back, and that just takes just concentration and focus and all those things, discipline. So they have those things, and of course the aggressiveness. A player like Skylar Patrick obviously gets recognized quite a bit for her willingness to really get in on some tackles and set the tone. So to shut people down, you need all those things. You need to have smart players, but also players that are willing to take some physical risks and win those individual duels, especially in the Big Ten. So to see them come together and have Mo back there, who we know is a great last line of defense, has really been great to see. And they continue to, really take pride in their ability to shut people down. And it's a group that just gets better and better. So with that being said, I also like to, comment that, it does take a whole team as well. And so I love what the back line's doing, but, Griff has done a fantastic job defending and covering those channels, and pressure up top, starting with Nikki Cavazia up top. Her willingness to work really hard, try to cut the field in half and start off our pressure. All those things really make a difference if you're going to shut out good teams. So been a total team effort, but that back line has been stellar recently.
Yeah, absolutely, and you see that, in especially those last two games where the opponent had some shots, but nothing great on net, and just some stifling defense, especially in the most opportune times, and holding teams to bad chances inside the final third and stuff like that. So, but let's shift ahead to Thursday, Ohio State. Drew, what do you know about the Buckeyes? What have you're watching some film, I imagine, the last couple of days. What have you learned about them?
Yeah, well, I think they're a dangerous attacking side from what I've seen. Just a lot of talented individual players that like to get forward, like to take players on, and can create a lot of havoc, in the final third. So definitely have our hands full with some special players. Then they also at the same time haven't given up many goals at all. I think the most recent game was a 2-2 draw with Penn State, and we know that Penn State has a lot of firepower. So, but not many teams have been able to get through. So they look like a well-balanced side. They come out and they're athletic and they're very aggressive. So it's going to be a huge test for us. I think in some ways, maybe the biggest test we've had, looking at some of their games so far. So really have to be ready to come out from the gate, and it's going to be one of those Big Ten games that just it's going to be fast paced. It's going to be very competitive, and I think they have a really good side this year. So I'm looking forward to that challenge. We're gonna have to be at our best.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sarah, as you look towards the weekend, I know all focus is on Ohio State, but are there challenges presented in playing Thursday and then quickly again on Sunday? We've done that one other time this year, but what sort of challenges does that present in terms of being able to recover quickly?
Yeah, I think we really have to be able to lock into one game and take it just one game at a time. And then once we're done with Ohio State, recovery comes in huge with our athletic training staff, and just being able to relax and get our muscles back to where they were to be able to play Sunday. And Sunday takes a lot of mentality because our bodies are so tired, but it's something we have gotten very good at with recovery and takes very seriously. So
Yeah, definitely. And that's a perfect segue into our final topic for today is athletic training. And March is National Athletic Training Month, and we have a great athletic trainer in Kirsten Lukin and great athletic training staff here at Purdue who's worked tirelessly, not only every year, but especially in this unique COVID year. They've meetings, as Drew and I know, started, seems like back in last May to prepare for this season, with keeping everyone safe and healthy. But for you, Sarah, you have a special connection with Kirsten and your trainers, and that we've told that story before, and we'll link to it here as well. But can you talk a little bit about what Kirsten means to you in terms of your ability to be on the pitch and perform at your best, and just the resources that the athletic training staff has provided and allow you to be one of the best players in the Big Ten now?
Yeah, I think our team and I just are so grateful that we have her and we have the staff, and the resources like we do, like Lauren Link and Kirsten and all of the undergraduate students that help us day in and day out. We can go in there if anything's hurting, and it really helps not only physically but mentally, being able to step on the field knowing that your body's in good shape and you can go full force. And we're just extremely thankful that Kirsten works with us every day and stays with us on our hard days and our best days. So we're just extremely grateful and thankful for her.
Yeah, and Drew, how important that is that for you as a head coach and a coaching staff to know you have one of the best athletic trainers out there looking out for the best interests of the players, and just being there, if Kirsten's looking out for them, they're going to be okay.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely huge for us because an athletic trainer has a tough enough job as it is, dealing with all the things that come up with soccer team. It's a physical sport, and there's things that happen every day. Just things that need to be attended to. Throw in the past year and all the things that we've been through. It's incredible. And there's some days where her and I will talk on the phone 4 or 5 times, just discussing all the possibilities of what could happen with everything. So they've been under a lot of pressure this past year, and they've come through tremendously. Doug Boersma and his whole staff. Kirsten does an amazing job, and you mentioned Lauren Link, from the nutrition standpoint, and Wally Becker, our strength coach. They all work together so well to provide everything that our student athletes need to stay healthy and to stay fit and really perform at their best. So I think Griff is someone who has really maximized all those resources that we have and really taken advantage of them. And obviously that combined with her tremendous work rate has really helped her be successful. But very important part of our program are those people that maybe aren't always at front and center, but all of us in the program are very grateful for what they do and very, very aware of how important they are. So we're very fortunate to work with great, passionate people that are very, very competent at what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, they've put in hours and hours and months of work to get us to this point, not only for the soccer team and our student athletes, but coaches and staff and fans and everyone who comes to our events and supports us. They've really put in a lot of time and effort to keep everyone safe and keep this season going. So thank you to Kirsten and Doug and everyone else in our athletic training staff. But that'll do it for today's show, the season's first episode of the Drew Roff Show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. As a reminder, we play Ohio State at home at Folk Field on Thursday at 5 p.m. Looking forward to that match, and be sure to stay tuned to Purdue Soccer on social media and PurdueSports.com for all the latest on the Boilermakers. Thank you for watching. Boiler up.